Joining us on the line right now is Tom Fitton, the president of Judicial Watch. Had a big hearing yesterday in court as they try to find out what is going on with the IRS, what happened to those emails. Tom, let's bring us people up to date on what happened yesterday. A big hearing, and the judge ruled pretty much in your favor and ordered the IRS they got some splaining to do, don't they?
They sure do. We asked for the Lois Lerner emails and emails about the IRS scandal under the Freedom of Information Act. Needless to say, the administration didn't give us what we wanted, so we sued. They started producing documents, but they didn't tell us or the court about the fact that Lois Lerner's hard drive supposedly crashed, other folks' hard drives crashed, and emails were lost. So we asked the court to bring the IRS in and explain. The court held the big hearing yesterday. The IRS really didn't want to have to explain at this time, pretended that there was an internal investigation going on that would stop it from being able to respond. The court said, I tell you what, I'm going to give you 30 days, and no more than 30 days, to put an official under oath and give me written information under oath as to what went on with Lois Lerner's emails, what you can do to recover those emails. Not only that, he then said, after you do that, you and Judicial Watch can go with the help of a magistrate judge and discuss amongst yourselves how it is you're able to try to get these records. And if Judicial Watch isn't satisfied the way things are going on, then perhaps they can get some discovery, meaning bring people in, ask questions, put them under oath to find out where these records reside and if they can be recovered, or if there are other sources that where they can get records from. Really extraordinary action by the federal judge, Judge Emmett Sullivan, yesterday.
And Tom Fitton, you did. There has been a release of some emails that you've been able to obtain through your Freedom of Information Act there at Judicial Watch, and I'm interested in this chain of emails regarding a missing May 2010 email that the Inspector General himself was looking for. Apparently, this is the email that has a lot of the information that Lois Lerner had used to direct people in how they are supposed to scrutinize these tax-exempt groups, correct?
That's right, and it's a complex change of emails that people can see on our website at judicialwatch.org. But essentially, the Inspector General was looking for a key email that the IRS said they had.
And this was, just so people know the timeline, this was in January of 2013 when the Inspector General said, hey, where's this email I'm looking for from May of 2010?
That's right, and May of 2010 happens to be the time frame, at least when Lois Lerner emails had disappeared. And supposedly there was an email out there from an unnamed official directing other officials in the IRS to send Tea Party applications to a specific group. And TITCA was like, TITCA being the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration, a wonderful Washington acronym, was asking what's going on, where's this email? They couldn't even get the guy who supposedly sent it to respond. So the internal IRS emails, including from Lois Lerner, saying, what are we going to do? Eventually, Lois Lerner says, by the way, that email that we say existed doesn't exist.
Right.
Which raises questions about, again, were they missing emails and whether they were cooperating with the IRS's own internal investigation into the Tea Party abuse scandal.
Well, you've got your investigation going on, and simultaneous up on Capitol Hill, they're trying to get to the bottom of this matter in a different way. And in the hearing the other day, we came up with this email written by Lois Lerner that says, and this is astonishing, she wrote this to her colleagues, and she's talking to an IT person about a conversation she's had with her colleagues, and she says, I was cautioning folks about email and how we have had several occasions where Congress has asked for emails, and there's been an electronic search for responsive emails, so we need to be cautious about what we say in emails. Well, why would you need to be cautious if you're not doing something improper?
Exactly right, and if that's not evidence that they were nervous about what was in the email traffic, I don't know what is. And then you have the other email where Lois Lerner is asking their IT people, by the way, how do we track and manage text communication?
Yeah, the instant messaging, right.
Right, and the response back was, Well, they can be, but we don't. And she wrote back, perfect.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you?
Well, I know we don't have any text communications from the IRS. I tell you, this is a cover-up. I don't believe the IRS about these emails. That's why we went to the court. You know, guys, they should have told the court as soon as they found out there was an email problem. And the lawyer for the IRS said they didn't have an obligation to do that. This is the attitude of the most transparent administration in history. And frankly, it's like Nixon is running the White House again. And frankly, Nixon is a piker compared to this gentleman.
Our guest is Tom Fitton, president of Judicial Watch. And listen, you had your day in court yesterday with a federal judge. You're literally making a federal case out of this IRS problem, and I'm glad that you are. You just said that you believe that there is a cover-up. You are intimately involved and understand the nuances of this IRS missing email story, I think, better than most people in this town. When you state affirmatively there is a cover-up, based on your experience and understanding of this story, where do you think this cover-up is stemming from? Who is responsible for and asking for and instigating this cover-up?
I want to know who, and I don't know the answer to this, at least with respect to these emails, who in the IRS knew about this email issue, who in the Department of Justice, and why did they make the decision to sit on this information for months and months before they disclosed it to Congress? They never disclosed it to the court officially, at least until yesterday. I don't think an issue like this percolates up in the bureaucracy without going over to the White House. I just can't imagine. And the lawyers, for instance, in our case, they filed a status report, which is a report to the court about the production of the emails back in April. And the lying attorneys in the Department of Justice says they didn't know. But that we asked who in DOJ knew and when they knew, and they didn't give us an answer. So someone else knew. Someone more senior probably knew. What's going on? Why was this decision made not to turn over the information to the court and to Congress or tell them something was an issue? And when it gets up high enough in the Department of Justice, it doesn't stay in the Department of Justice. They coordinate with the White House. That's our experience. We've filed 150 lawsuits to try to get access to information from this administration. This is the first time that a judge has had to intervene to force an agency to go under oath about missing information, and he's appointed a magistrate judge by his experience in computer issues to help us figure out with the IRS how to get access to the information.
Is it your sense that they're just playing this out for time at this point?
Well, that's been my sense since this issue was disclosed last year, and they've been stalling. What's nice
Tom, we're starting to lose your phone signal there. If you can hear me, there you are. There you are. Okay.
That was my sense since they began disclosing this in 2013. Now we're before a court that's not going to let them play out for time. He wants answers within 30 days.
All right. Well,
Tom Fitton, we'll check in with you in 30 days.
Yeah,
Tom.
listen, when you get
Don't be a stranger.
Don't be a stranger. Pick up the phone. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot. Tom Fitton with